In this lesson, I want to show you how to make your customers happy. And one of the best ways for you to make them happy is to provide excellent support. Every major website, from Facebook to Twitter to whatever, popular websites out there, have a forum that people can be able to go to get answers to their questions. So you need to have a forum on your website as well. This is going to save you a ton of time and a lot of frustration from people, because if they have a question about something, they can be able to go to the forum. They can, find answers there. Other users can, put their input, their feedbacks about different things. So a forum is definitely a great way to do that. So what we're going to use for the forum is called Easy Discuss. This is a component by Stack Ideas. They have a lot of different forum components for Joomla, but this one is my favorite one that I use on my site, and I definitely recommend it. It's a paid one, but it's definitely, worth it. So I'm going to install this, and then I'm going to show you, just the basics of how to, how to use it. I'm not going to go into all the details about every single thing about it. I have a course for that, but I just want to get you started if you want to, incorporate a forum on your site. So the first thing is you want to go over to extensions, and you want to go to manage. You want to go to extension, yes, to go to manage, and then you want to click on browse. And once you've, clicked on the extension that you want to install, then you click upload and install. And while that is installing, I just want to show you guys a little change that I made, something I added. Now on the vendors section, you notice I have vendors dashboard, create your own store, and sell unlimited products. I didn't have this here before. This is something that I added. And I know that, some of you see this and you're probably wondering, how did you do that? So the way that you do that is you go to this menu, the vendor menu, and then you go over to the Helix page title. So this is where you put in the title, and then you put in a subtitle. And you also have control over this color for here, the blue. If you want to change that to something else, I'm just going to click here. So by default, that's the blue that you see. But if I want to change it to something else, I can certainly do so. Change it to this dark green. So once it's changed to that, then that color is going to change to the whatever color that you choose here. So I just want to show you how to get that done. So now once you've installed it, then you want to go to components, and then you want to go over to Easy Discuss. So when you come here, it shows you this the dashboard. It shows you different things here, the recent news. It shows you posts by category. Shows you all the different things about this particular extension, the features that you have. So the key things that I want to do first is you want to create categories. So when you go on the site right now, you have different categories: TV and video, camera, laptop, cell phones, men's shirt, women's shirt, digital products. So you want to create corresponding categories for support. So when people are looking for support, they can just click on each one of those and be able to post their comments or whatever that they need there. But once you install the Easy Discuss extension, it adds an additional menu called Discussions. So when you click on the discussions, this is what it looks like. People can be able to come in and, if they're looking for something, they can post their question here, or they can ask a question. They can search the forum. And if you can also make this menu so that only the users are able to see it, or you can just leave it so that the general public, they can be able to get access to it. Well, since this is a free site, you can just leave this, to be open. And then you have an option of keeping the discussions, or you can delete the forums and then change the forums and change the discussions, to forums. So let's do that. So to do so, we're going to go back over to menus, go to main menu, and we are going to delete this forum. So let's trash that. And then let's click on this search tools. You want to come to status. You want to click on trash. The reason why I'm doing this because if you try to create another forums, Joomla's not going to accept it, because even though you've deleted it, it's still stored in the system. It's not completed out the system yet. Okay. So when you've done that, you click on the check mark and you click on empty trash. So now the trash has been emptied, and you can go back to the published, and then we can change this discussions. We can change that to forums. So let's change this to forms, and we can change that alias as well. Save and close. And if you want to move the menus around, let's say you want to move, reassign them, you can definitely do that just by moving things over. So I'm going to move this about us. I'll put it right next to the home, and then the contact, put that towards the end. So when I refresh the site, you should notice something different. So now you have the about us, you have the products, you have the forms, you have the contact. So that has been, reassigned. So, okay, so this is the front end when people come, and once they click on this here, they're able to see this particular discussion, and they can add a reply. They can, post different things. They can log in, to post something. So let's go and create the categories. We're going to create the categories that's part of the store. So let's go back to components. You want to go to easy discuss, and you want to go to categories. So right now we have on categorize. Let's change this one. We're going to change it to TV and video. If you want to associate this with a picture as well, you can do that. You can grab a picture for that. You can put in a little more description here, and then you can set the permission. With the permission, who have access to, to post or to do something here. So on the right section here, you have all the different ACL that you can choose from, the access levels, and what people can be able to do. So with this particular one, if you want to set, it's asking who can select this category when creating discussion. So you want to make sure that you check this with the register and the super user. Just check these two, and you click on add to list. It's going to add it, and you go to the next one, and you click add to list. It's going to add it. Next one, add to list. Add to list. And then when you come to the bottom one here, this is where who do you want to moderate? Who can moderate this category? You want to uncheck register, so that only you, the site owner, can, moderate this category. But if you want other members to be able to moderate, then you can definitely do so as well. But I'm just going to leave this right now as just a super user, which means that the site owner is the only person that can moderate the discussions in this category. And as your site gets bigger, then you can, add more users to moderate. So you click on add to list, and then you click on save. Go back here, make sure everything is fine. And then you want to click on save and new. And we're going to do the same thing for the other categories. So with all the categories added, I want to show you something. So I want you to click on post types. When you click on post types, when a user wants to, report something, they have three options by default. They can choose, report a bug, an issue, or a task. What I want you to add is I want you to add question. Because there are times when they have a question, it's not a bug, it's not anything, an issue, but it's just a question. So you want, add this question for them, and you click on save and close. So this is going to add that on the front end as well. When they're trying to, ask something, they can choose from a bug, issue, task, or a question. And you have, it's really, really cool. I love this. Whenever there's a new topic, you see here resolve, unresolved, unanswered. So, you can be able to check and know what the vendors have questions about, what people have questions about, if they're experiencing issues. And this is going to save you a lot of time and headache on, providing quality support. So they can click here on the categories, and it's going to list all the categories that they can post, something in the forum to that we created. And then you can click here to see the members, and you can click for the badges. They can get a certain amount of points every time that they perform a certain task, and you're going to be able to control that. And you have here the different badges and then points. So it's a really flexible system. When you click on points, you can be able to award users a certain amount of points for performing certain activity. So every time, for example, they start a new discussion, they get 2 points. But you can change that. When you click on it, where it says point given, if you don't want them to get just 2 points for starting a new discussion, then you can change that to whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to change this to 15. So every time that someone, starts a new discussion, they're automatically going to get 15 points, and so on and so forth. You can go through that list there and, make the necessary changes for it. So it's a really, really great system, to have on your site, because it allows for people to find what they're looking for. They can also do private messages. You can click here, and you can edit your profile and change some details, about it. It's really, really awesome to have, because trust me, this is going to save you a lot of headache, and so much more, make things a lot easier for people. And one thing too that I wanted to, note here is that you can also edit your site from the front end. If you notice, once you log in as an admin, when you put your mouse over any module, you're able to click on it to edit that module. So for here, you click on that, you can edit that one. When you click on it, this is another, feature that was introduced with Joomla and is really, really excellent. So it allows you to, edit your modules from the front end without having to log in to the back end of the site to do that. In previous versions, you had to log in and, make the edits from there. But now you can just, click on the front end and get whatever edits that you need done directly there. The form is, is complete, and you can kind of go around this here and, just kind of, just play with it a little bit, It's really great because the more you get comfortable with it, then the more that you're going to be able to make the best use out of it. But Form is great because it's going to save you a ton of time. I cannot emphasize that enough. By having a Form, I've cut down, support time for, clients and students by, so much. So every major company has a Form for a reason. So with the Form now, your site, is really looking really good. And, let's move on to the next lesson.